My name is Bob Kirwan. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Greater Sudbury Learning Clinic, which is a private practice that I established back in January of 2007. I retired from a 28-year teaching career in 2001 and spent the next 5 or 6 years, keeping track of what was happening in the education system in Ontario. And one of the things that I noticed was that there was a tremendous growth in tutoring franchises across the province. And as I examined the tutoring franchises, what I saw was a lot of companies that were being formed that were trying to establish the tutoring company that they were involved with, very much like a mastery learning approach. They used workbooks where students had to go through work pages and come up with a particular level of competency with each page before they went on to the next level. And for younger children in the primary grades, this type of approach to education might work, because the tutoring companies were using a lot of incentives. They're using a lot of little toys to try and encourage students to work on the worksheets, and if they got the correct number of questions right, if they received an 80 or 90% success rate, then they got a prize. And so when I saw what was going on in the tutoring industry, I realized that what was missing was the kind of coaching that was needed in order for students, especially from the junior grades into the secondary grades and into the post-secondary grades. This is the kind of thing that those students needed. They needed coaching, they needed strategies, they needed someone to sit with them one-on-one and help them figure out what it was that was getting in the way of success, giving them some good, effective learning skills that they could apply to all of their subject levels, and quite frankly, basically becoming their coach, their own personal coach. So when I saw the need, I realized that there were an awful lot of people in the community who would be good one-on-one instructors, and there were an awful lot of parents who were looking for good tutors for their children, but there was no way of getting them together. So I established the Greater Sudbury Learning Clinic and offered my services to connect the two. So the Greater Sudbury Learning Clinic has about 100 instructors who are registered with me on a registry of tutors. When a parent calls in to me looking for a tutor, we go over the specifics of the situation. We discuss what the needs of the child are. We discuss what the expectations of the parent are. And I get some information about what the student is interested in outside of school. So my job then is to take what I know about the student and what we're looking for and find an instructor who I think is going to be the best match for that particular student. Once I set up the match, once I've determined who the best instructor is for the particular student in the particular case, then the student gets together with the tutor, and they meet generally once a week for an hour and a half at the student's home, and the tutor helps that student, with whatever is needed for the student to be successful in the subject areas that we're looking at. At the secondary level, it means that if you're dealing with a student that needs help with grade 11 math, the tutor comes in, meets with the student, finds out where the difficulties are over the past week or so, clears those up, takes a look at what's going to be coming up in the next week or two to try and prepare the student for some of the concepts that the student's going to be dealing with in the class. And the third major part of the tutoring session is to prepare the student for upcoming tests and exams, all the while developing strategies and helping the student with organizational skills, time management skills, and giving the student some of the strategies that the student can use in achieving success in that subject. And so this approach has worked very well, and it's something I think that the parents in the Greater Sudbury area have been looking for. It's something that the students can definitely use. And if you go to if you continue through the Learning Clinic's website at thelearningclinic.ca, you'll find all of the information that you need to give you an idea of what the learning coach approach is like with the Learning Clinic, and what some of the other options are that you have through franchise companies. And I think that you'll find that the one-on-one instruction in your home with a flexible schedule can be an hour and a half a week, and can be an hour and a half every 2 weeks. You can take breaks, you can work during the summer. The personalization of the program, the fact that there's no contracts to sign, that you go 6 hours at a time. You'll work with us for 6 hours, and if you want to continue for another 6 hours, you just renew for another 6 hours, and you keep doing that until you no longer feel that you need the assistance of the tutor. And there are an awful lot of other benefits that can be applied to the situation, because I'm offering this as a private practice. I don't have to worry about franchise rules. I don't have to worry about making sure that all students fit into the franchise structure. What we do is we take each student that comes along, develop a program for that student, and the student and the parents work as a team with the tutor to achieve the goals and objectives that we've set out for the program. So I encourage you to take a look at the website, thelearningclinic.ca. There's an awful lot of information on that website. It's not just about the tutoring agency. There's background information, links, there's some motivational articles, there's some information about work habits and the skills that have to be developed, and there's some career development information. There's an awful lot of stuff on that website that can be beneficial to parents and students, and even adult education people that are interested in improving their own career situations. So it's thelearningclinic.ca, and I'm always available. My contact information is on the site. Again, my name is Bob Kirwan. I have an extensive background in education. And the primary goal of the Learning Clinic is always to help people achieve their goals. And so I certainly hope to hear from you, and if there's anything that I can do to help you further, please don't hesitate to get hold of me. So that's the Greater Sudbury Learning Clinic, and it is my private practice, and I thank you for listening to me.